Welcome back, and this tutorial is going to be how to find long-term rentals on Airdeed. So this is just the home page, and the easiest way is to go income producing properties here and go to rental properties. And you'll see here currently have 14,292 that our algorithm picked up as properties that are long-term tenant occupied cash flowing properties. As you can see, this right here, GRI, this means gross revenue of 12.92% for this property. We do go through the properties, and if there are gross revenues available, we will input them into the system, and they will show up here for our light and premium members. The general public can get access to this, but get access to the map, but they don't have access to our gross revenues, our estimates for short term or long term, and they can't do the sorting uh, by either the gross revenue, short term or long term. So if you are a non-member, you could use this to identify tenant occupied, and then you'd have to do the work from there to get the revenues or get estimates and all that fun stuff. But let's say you are a premium member or a light member. If you're light, you will get these gross revenue percentages along with long-term estimates when they're run. We do have long-term estimates get run on single-family homes and condos. They do not get run on commercial buildings or multifamily family units. And that's because commercial, well, I think that makes sense. And the reason they don't get pulled off of multifamily is because the way realtors input the multifamilies, they don't input it correctly because there's multiple units in one listing. So they either will just leave all the beds and bath as 0, or they'll just lump it together, and pulling estimates off of that data just doesn't work because it'd be extremely inaccurate. But as you can see, we will have these estimates. They get pulled once the properties come in to into the database. They get pulled, and then they will display here once they get pulled. For premium members, when you come into a page like this and you see, okay, it's $200,000. Sure, I have a low range rent of 1,000, a high range of 28. But that doesn't tell me really. That's a pretty big range, right? So that's where premium members can come down here, and premium members have the short-term rental and long-term rental stats option. Everyone has this because you can't really make a real investment off of this. This gives you an idea if you need to maybe look at it more, but it won't give you anything better than that. Let's say you come here and say you don't know what the rent is or anything like that, or say that it's not a current rental. You can do this for non-rentals too. Pull the data and look at that. These are rental properties. So these are comps. Now we pull comps on this. I believe it can go up to 200 for the city. So Jacksonville here is a very big city. So it pulls a lot of comps in this area. But what you want to do, obviously, is because you don't want the comps that are far away, you want the comps close, and that's how you'd start looking. Okay, monthly rent of $1,200, and this one looks like it's a much nicer house, and 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Okay, so right now you're going to be on. You can easily, without even doing much more work, can identify that this is not going to be a great property because it's $200,000 and your rent is going to be on that low end. Um, Say you that this showed promise, you can scroll down and you could look at the rental income stats here. An average uh, long-term rental is about 1275 here, whereas the higher ones, you're in the 1700s and 17 and 1400 for the 80 percentile, and that's for a 3-bedroom 1-bath house. Now, say all that's checking out. Again, this is still for premium members only, and you want to further do some research. Say you weren't 100% sure. Say this didn't pull up many comps, and you wanted to see if there was more. Well, luckily we pull our data from not just ourselves because we have access to it, but also from other, say significant data partners in the industry. And you could come here and click export all comps. And now we're going to get our CSV file. I will open that CSV file, and here it is. This will show our CSV file, and the great thing is it has our prices here. So this could be more comps. Let's see how many we have here. 61 comps. So what you're going to do, what was this, a 3-bedroom, I think. Let's see if this one even has any comps. Here we go, a few 3-bedrooms in this zip code, because this one does just the zip code. Okay, so you're going to get more precise data here than here, because as you can see, this pulled the whole city, but we want ones that are just in the zip code because that will be the closest ones. So we'll come here and we will, however you do it, whether you're in Google Sheets, it's basically the same thing. You create a filter and then you select how many beds that you have. And right, we're a 3-bedroom, 3-bedroom. And then now you have the more comps to look at. And you can go farther and say, I don't remember if it was a 2-bath, but let's just say it's just a 2-bath. We want to get rid of all the 1-bath. And now you have these, whether you median it, whether you average it, whether you look farther into details, that's all obviously up to you. But it gives you, pretty good estimates here. Let's see what the average and the median pull up here. So the average is 1300 and the median is 1250. And that basically is all checking out with what we saw previously when we were looking at these, is that this is going to be in that lower range. So I wouldn't suggest anyone invests in this property, but that shows you how to do that. For light and premium members, you can do this, use our estimates, because we pull estimates for everywhere. For all our properties that we come in, which currently we have about 800,000. Let's say I really wanted to invest in, let's say Charles. Let's say no, Charlotte, North Carolina. Here we are here. And now, say I wanted to do long-term investing. Actually, let's say gross. Let's see if there's what's grossing here in the area. Okay. So currently, grosses are pretty low that we see in Charlotte. So let's go and look for ones that maybe aren't currently rentals, but have the potential to be rentals. Okay, this is going to be inaccurate, but we can come down here and you'll start looking and seeing if there's potential here. This says only 1,400. So, that's a 14% long-term gross. That's a condo though. But you can see that's how you're going to find these properties that can rent for long term. Let's actually we can actually dive into this one a little bit more. 160,000, a 3 bedroom, 1 bath. Let's dive into this and do a premium member analysis here. So we'll go to long-term rentals. If at any time a map pops up right away and it's from a previous property, just click on listing and then go back to whichever one you're on. Sometimes it needs to be refreshed just because of how we are populating this listing on the page without loading a new one. You could also, load a new one here and it will just be in a new tab. But I personally like the pop up. Okay, so we're gonna come down here and we can look at this first or we can look down here. The rents actually look pretty high here, which is interesting for this area. And not for this area, but just for this house. But we're going to zoom in even farther so that we kind of exclude maybe the outer sides and just get into this immediate area. So here's our property. Here's one at $14.95. That's a 3 bedroom, 1 bath. What are we? Okay, so we're a 3 bedroom, 1 bath. Now, different people have different strategies. There's the 1% method. And, there's other methods out there depending on how you are investing. But you can see here, so one single family was at $14.95. This one's at $2,100. There's a condo, but this condo is at $1,600. So this property may actually hit the 1% rule or be over the 1% rule once you actually rent it out. It's actually in pretty good shape. So, this could be if you're really want a rental in the Charlotte area. There definitely looks like there's ones out there that still will hit that 1% rule, which is essentially going to be grossing somewhere around that 12%. Is what that 1% rule roughly equates to, a 12% gross revenue on the property. So that's a little deep dive. We don't need to do the export because we had plenty of here, and we don't need to get into that since I already showed you guys that. But that's how you could find properties that aren't rentals but could be rentals if you have a specific area or several different cities that you're kind of interested in investing. You can go ahead, zoom into those, find the correct ones, and do an analysis to see maybe where the best place to invest is. So again, if you have any questions, let us know. If you need to hop on a tutorial Zoom, we can schedule that, and we can find out the best way to use the platform so that you can be successful in real estate investing. So if you have any questions, reach out, and till next time, thank you.